In this video, I'm going to show you how to use affirmations with Reality Transurfing. This very well could be the missing link to you really getting what you want by letting go of parts of affirmations that no longer serve you. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now, I really believe that this video can totally be a game changer when it comes to you creating what you want in your life, understanding affirmations at a deeper level, and understanding it more at an energetic level than anything else. Now, this involves understanding the energy part of affirmations. Now, let's look at, first off, the old way that we go about the law of attraction. Now, in the old way of a law of attraction, what it is we have a desire, and what we do is we say the affirmations to hopefully get us to that end desire, to that kind of goal. So in a way, normally we think of affirmations as a means to an end. Our affirmations will get us the results that we want. Now, there's a couple ways to tweak that. One thing we could do is simply say our affirmations in the present moment. So whereas normally people are saying, I will attract a relationship, will is presuppose that it's going to be in the future, which isn't right now. And since the only moment that really does exist is right now, what we then do is we say, I am whole and complete, or I am in a relationship. And that will get you a certain benefit. However, what I believe is even more powerful is this understanding of how to use it with what is called Reality Transurfing. So if you've been following my channel, you know that this is a powerful manifestation process that I've talked quite a bit about. And more so than even just a manifestation process, it's actually more of a philosophy or a way for seeing the world that when you start to adopt it, it can completely transform your life. Now, I'm going to share with you a little bit about Reality Transurfing in general before I get into it, just to give context for this video. And with Reality Transurfing, it's about understanding that it's about intention more so than anything else. Now, Reality Transurfing is a book that was written in Russia by a quantum physicist named Vadim Zeland. And this book is now getting much more popularity. I've been sharing it on my channel. I've had so many people text me pictures of the books or email me or DM me on social media, like pictures of the books that they got it, saying that they're loving it, it's changing their lives. And there's a couple key principles that change everything. And the guy that wrote it is a quantum physicist, which means he has more of a perspective of understanding parallel realities. And this is something I've talked about before as well, as the power of parallel realities to really create what you want in your life, and understanding that awareness that the only moment that exists is this moment right now. So when we're projecting ourselves to the future, we're not creating the resonance with the reality that we want right now in the present moment. Now, under Reality Transurfing, I'd say there's 2 or 3 main ideas that can really help you understand it more. The first one has to do with intentions. If we simply set more intentions, we will create more of what we want in our life. Think of intention as the direction. And if you set an intention, you're giving your boat, metaphorically speaking, some type of direction. The intention is the sail. Without it, you just kind of remain stagnant. Now, the idea is that as you set an intention, you start to more so flow to the reality that you want to experience. Now, there's another part of understanding that every possible reality you can possibly imagine exists right now in the present moment. So we're just shifting through these different parallel realities with every choice that we make, with the intentions we set. And then there's another part of Reality Transurfing that has to do with understanding what are called pendulums. Now, pendulums are these thought structures that are created when we are thinking similar thoughts, and when people think the same thoughts or have the same beliefs, these thought structures come together and create an overarching belief for society. So because we're co-creating our lives with other people, the idea is a collective level. The idea is that there are pendulums around every idea you can imagine, and many times we think that we're having our own thoughts when in reality we're having the thoughts of a pendulum. There are pendulums around being Republican or Democrat, about being for this nationality against this nationality, for this football team against this team. Anytime you feel a rush of energy, and a lot of times you may find that it's actually the thoughts of a pendulum. So the power of this is to observe your thoughts, to take your power back, and then to transcend that. In a way, you could say that that is social conditioning. So as we take our power back, we start to create from a much more powerful place. Now, the third part, and the most important part, I would say, it's funny, it's the most important part of Reality Transurfing, is about decreasing importance. So anytime we give something excess importance, meaning we make it very important, we give it excess meaning, we create what is called excess potential. Now, when we do that, there are balancing forces that come into play that have to neutralize that energy. And the way that it neutralizes it is by giving it the opposite of what it wants when it's very important. So you may have experienced this if you wanted to be in a relationship with someone and you put them on a pedestal, and the moment you put them on a pedestal, you distance yourself from them, and then you couldn't actually connect to them. They either felt that as resistance or just circumstances came into play to where it did not happen. So this is that awareness that those ideas are the main parts of reality transurfing. Now when it comes to affirmations, because we are setting intentions, what we can begin to do is realize that when we set intentions, we are literally bringing in the probability of those parallel realities that exist right now. Now affirmations with reality transurfing, there's a couple key differences between that and the regular law of attraction process we might use. Now, the first off, we must connect to something we're passionate about when we are saying our affirmations. So under the old way of thinking about it, it may be that we want the idea of money. So we're saying, I have $100,000 in the bank, or I have $10,000, or even $1,000, whatever it is. We say that in the present moment. Cool, we're saying it in the present moment. With reality transurfing, however, reality transurfing is about more so connecting to the goal itself rather than having money be the goal. You see, money is a side effect. Money is a side effect of the value we can give to other people or of us doing our passion for a living. So when instead we start to focus on the goal itself, we start to feel more connected to it and we say it from a real place of passion. Now, this means that we have to be honest with what we want and we have to connect it to our heart. You see, the mind doesn't understand that the money equals the freedom or the money equals the security. The mind understands that the heart does not. So we must connect, first off, our affirmations must be something that we are actually passionate about. So make sure it's something that's your real goal. Like my real goal, for example, is me traveling the world, going to amazing places, meeting people, speaking in front of people, having people that love what I'm saying, love what I'm doing, going to really great restaurants, filming in exotic places. Those are all my goals, and I can feel that when I say it. But it's not like I want to manifest, $300,000 so that I can travel for a year. It's not, that isn't the translation. It's more so I go straight to the goal itself, and I say it as if it's in the present moment. So the first part of reality transurfing with affirmations is to first off say it as something you're passionate about. Now the next one is going to be something that maybe you've never heard of before, and I've just kind of mentioned it earlier, but what you want to do is say it in the present tense because you're doing it from the awareness that that parallel reality exists right now. So right now there's a version of me that exists, because everything exists here and now, of me traveling the world, doing what I love to do, and what I do is I imagine that, and that exists. So first off, have that awareness, because having that awareness makes it that much more probable for you, and then saying it and feeling it as if in the present moment. So I view it almost like that is already happening, so that can happen for me if I resonate with it by aligning my beliefs, my thoughts, my actions, and knowing that that is something that can be. Now, the other part is understanding decreasing the level of importance. Now here's the funny thing. When I look at that goal, what do I think it feels like? Do I think it feels like a 10 out of 10 if right now I feel like I'm at a 6 or a 7 out of 10 on a scale of feeling like, whatever to great? Well, here's the thing. I may be passionate about, I may love it, but if I make it more important and I'm like, whoa, that's going to make me feel a 10 out of 10, I distance myself from it. Versus I can realize right now I can be happy, whole, and complete. I can give myself right now the permission to love what I'm doing, because I'm doing this at a different level. Like I'm speaking to you guys right now through this camera, and I could go travel right now and do pretty much whatever I want. However, it's already a way I'm doing it. And as I recognize that, I bring more so that energy, that resonance into what I do, and it makes it so much more powerful so that I actually experience it in my life. Now, the key to this, and the part that I'm getting at, is we must decrease the level of importance we give our affirmations, and we must make it more so comfortable. Now, this sounds a little bit paradoxical, but what we do is we must see our affirmations, state them in the present moment, and say them as something that is comfortable. So me going to if I imagine the best possible version of myself, that's traveling the world, giving speeches, doing what I love, that is natural for that version of myself. That's not like this ecstatic thing, right? Like, I remember before I did YouTube full-time, I would think at my full-time job, working as sales commission job at Barney's, New York, selling women's shoes, I remember thinking to myself, wow, that'll be so cool when I'm able to just work for myself and I'm able to, create my own abundance and do what I love every single day, not have to report to anybody, not have to take orders and do things I don't really prefer to do. That's going to be amazing. Guess what? That's my everyday life now, and it's not a 10 out of 10 because it's who I am. It's a part of my self-image. Now I feel really great, but what happened is that became more normal for me. So that reality that you are doing whatever you're saying in your affirmations is natural, it's comfortable for you. So view it as comfortable, because if you view it as comfortable, sometimes there's a negative connotation around something being comfortable. If you expand your comfort zone, that then becomes your level of comfort. So if you do something you haven't done before, or you say something as an affirmation, you start to know that you can do it, it starts to become natural for you. So say it as if that is the case, and then start to see yourself as that type of person. Change your self-image with your affirmations. So it's a part of who I am to travel the world and speak. And paradoxically enough, in a couple days, I'm going to LA to give a talk, one of my first talks in LA in front of 50 different people with another YouTuber buddy of mine. So that's exactly what I mean, is in the present moment, it's already happening. I've been saying this, and this is why I think now I'm having these kind of experiences in my life. Now, the last thing I'll talk about is something that is called a reality amalgam. Back in the day, in the Venetian times, it's paradoxical because I used to actually work at the Venetian Hotel when I had a job, or a 9-to-5 job. In the Venetian times, what they would do is in mirrors, they would put hints of gold so that when you looked into this mirror, you looked slightly more attractive. Now, this is what an amalgam is. It's that gold in the mirror. It's the underlying belief that we can put around everything that we do. It's this underlying belief that if we say repetitively, begins to become subconscious and starts to influence us in a subconscious way. These are overlaying beliefs such as, the world always takes care of me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything has a positive meaning if I choose to see it that way. I feel lucky. I am lucky. I am a lucky type person. I'm thankful that that happened. So, you see, this is called the reality amalgam. It's an overarching belief or an overarching affirmation that we say repetitively, that if we do it again, we think it and we say it repetitively, it starts to shape our world. So first off, let me ask you a question. How do you see affirmations in general? Do you see affirmations as they don't work? Well, if so, then they won't work for you. It's all a self-fulfilling prophecy. So start to see the whole manifestation process as something that does work for you. And as you do that, guess what? You will start to get the benefit that you want. Start to see things as working out for you. Start to see that you're always in the right place at the right time, that every day gets better and better. That's a common one. And what you want to do is you want to set these reality amalgams, which is this overarching belief, and say it 4 or 5 times a day. This is in a way an affirmation, but remember, we say it as if it's comfortable, we allow it to be there in a powerful way, and we see ourselves as natural with the process. So this is something that is sort of like an affirmation that when you start to really apply it, it will help you to transform your results with affirmations. Now, if you want a guided meditation that will show you exactly how to decrease the level of importance that you give things, that will increase the probability of you experiencing it. I've created a free MP3 guided meditation. It's absolutely free. You can download it in the top of the description box below. It will also help you to wire in all of these ideas I'm sharing with you right now of reality transurfing. It will help you to create from a much more powerful place. So if you guys are interested, that's in the top of the description box below. And remember that with affirmations and reality transurfing, the major differences are that it's more about an overarching belief that you can say that can start to shape your whole experience with the manifestation process. That beyond that, you want to see your goals as something connected to your heart. That when you do that, you connect to it in a much more powerful way, and then what you do is you see it as natural. You see it as a part of who you are. You start to give yourself permission right now to increase your state of being, to give yourself permission to feel like you are who you choose to be, and as you increase your state of being, your affirmations then have much more power, and you're much more likely to shift to the reality that you want because it already exists here in the present moment. It's simply at a different resonance, and we must get ourselves to feel that way by knowing we are already whole and complete and using what I shared today. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you guys liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Also hit that little notification gear so that you guys can see the daily vids that I do. And other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.